The Mac Media Day here on the field of 68. We are now joined by Western Michigan head coach Dwayne Stephens. And Dwayne, you guys, for the first time since 2018, Western finished with a 500 record in the league. It was the first time that you guys have qualified for the MAC tournament since they went to the 8-team format. Your program very clearly is trending in the right direction. In this day and age where you have as much player movement as you do, how do you continue that momentum when you have turnover on your roster like you've had?
I think you just got to kind of stay to the course. We believe in, defend, rebound, run, and that's what we're going to try to do each and every night. And our guys have bought into it, and the new guys that we have brought to the program are figuring it out. So we're just going to continue to do what we do and just try to be as aggressive as possible and continue to run, get up and down the floor a little bit. Hopefully we can shoot the ball better from three and the free throw line. And if we can do those things, I feel pretty good about the direction that the program's headed.
Dwayne, what's your philosophy with trying to put teams together now? You've been in this a long time. Obviously, you were at Michigan State, learned from Izzo. Izzo's kind of fought the portal. Let's face it, he has. You're not fighting it nearly as much. You brought in some transfers. You've brought in some high school kids. What's kind of the blueprint, if you have one, to try to keep this program winning and get it back to where you want it and then sustain it?
I think you have to embrace the portal, obviously. Go in there and find some guys that fit what you do. Find some guys that you think are going to fit your culture. And I think you have to have a mix. You have to have some guys that have been around and understand what the program is trying to do. And you also have to bring in some high school kids. So the biggest thing for us is we're trying to build it and maintain it with as many Michigan kids as possible. But then also sprinkle in some portal kids and embrace the portal.
Chauncey Willis was the 2022 Michigan Mr. Basketball, if I'm not mistaken. He spent a year at a Division II program with JUCO last season, put up huge numbers at JUCO last season, and now he is moving up to the Division I ranks. What have you seen from him so far? Like, what can we expect out of him in his first year in the MAC?
Well, I think Chauncey's a dynamic player. He has a really good feel, high IQ. He has really good toughness, has the ability to kind of spread the ball around and get it to different people. Very good court vision. So he brings a little bit of everything. But the biggest thing that I like is he's a winner, and he was coached tough in high school. His high school coach, George Ward, one of the better coaches in Michigan and the Detroit PSL, did a really good job of grooming him to take the next step in his development.
All right, you were with Izzo for a long time. Give me your favorite Izzo story. And I know you've got hundreds. I mean, honestly, like, they're countless. Every day you probably have 3 or 4 because the dude is like the most – I don't even know how you describe Tom. Like, he's just him, right? Like, there's no pretense. He's just him, and that's what makes him so much fun to be around.
Yeah. I don't know. They like you said, there are a lot. And one of my favorites was it was when Steven was still a little guy and he would come around the office. Paul Davis was an extremely talented player that was on our roster, and we were watching film, and Coach was upset with Paul because, he didn't think he was playing hard enough. This was early on in Paul's career. And, he's like, when my kid comes in this office, I don't want you to touch him because I don't want you to rub off on him. and then we had a walk-on who's now a coach for the Cleveland Cavs, Brian Tabaldi. He was a walk-on for us, and he goes, and you don't even look at him. And everyone's just, kind of, holding their hands over their mouths, trying not to laugh. But it was pretty funny. I was like, where do you come up with this stuff?
What
Coach,
did you
talk about
take from
Javon.
what's the number one thing that you took from Tom Izzo, the Hall of Famer, one of the greatest coaches ever to do this? I know people ask you this all the time, probably, but is there one thing that you took from being around him as long as you were?
It's the relationships. I think that's where he excels more than anything. You see the players go back and they love to embrace the program, and it's still home. And I worry about that now with the portal and guys jumping from school to school. But the biggest thing is Coach had unbelievable relationships with his players. He spent a great amount of time with them, and that's what I've tried to do here at Western. We spend a ton of time with our players, and we're going to try to do it in a family type setting. And that's getting harder to do, but we're definitely making it a priority here. And that's what we are striving to do each and every day.
Javon Hanna, sixth man of the year last year in the MAC. What have you seen from him in terms of his progression, right? You move from the bench to the starting lineup. I presume you're going to be asked to be playing maybe a bigger role this season than he did last year. Where have you seen maybe his development, not just as a player, but kind of as a leader within the roster and within the locker room?
Yeah, I think Javon is definitely a first-class kid, super high character, unbelievable student. So he does it on and off the court. He works his butt off. Sometimes we have to tell him to stay out of the gym. And, I just want to see all of his hard work pay off. He has great toughness. He's a very good defender. He, has improved his shooting. He's improved his decision making. And I just want to see all of his hard work pay off.
Well, Dwayne, listen, we appreciate the time, man. Best of luck this season. Hopefully we'll be getting you on here after a big win at some point during the year. So we appreciate you being on here. We'll be back with more. We'll be hearing from Javon Hanna here coming up next on MAC Media Day here on the Field of 68. Welcome back to MAC Media Day here on the Field of 68. And we are now joined by Western Michigan's Javon Hanna. And Javon, you were the sixth man of the year last year in the MAC. I'm presuming that you're going to move into the starting lineup this year. How are you kind of adjusted to maybe a larger role and more responsibility within this program and on this team?
Pretty much just accepting whatever my coaches have for me. I feel like that's one of my best attributes as a player, just being able to adjust and do whatever I need to do to help us get a win. So if that's what I'm called to do this year, just to step into a greater role, and that's what I'm going to do.
What's the biggest thing you worked on over the off season? It might have been even off the court to become a better leader, more vocal, whatever. But both on and off the court, what are the things that you really, because now is kind of your time, right? Like you progressed, and now is your time when they're going to be counting on you to be a guy.
Yeah, for sure. Just that exactly. Just becoming a better leader, just becoming more vocal, but like actually my game, just becoming faster, just being able to get to my spots better offensively, and then just defensively, just being able to move my feet better. That's a huge thing that I feel like I added to my game. Is just like the way that I move is just something that I knew I needed to work on, and just something that I feel like I knew would enhance just the way that I play basketball.
Is there a different mindset that you have as a starter versus somebody coming off the bench? Is there a different way that you're going to be ready for a game? Like, how does that kind of impact what you do and how you play?
For me, I think it's just having the same mindset at all times, just trying to go in and win the game. That's always my focus. I was very detail oriented when it came to just looking at scouting reports and just prepping just to play a game. So I would say nothing really changes. Just because I know that I treated myself as if I was the first five stepping out on the court. So I got the same mindset as soon as I step out on the court.
Your maturity and again, this is something that he felt like you're ready to take this step as a leader because of that maturity. What have you noticed from some of the new guys? How are you bringing them along, and who's going to step up? Who do we not know about yet, but we're going to know about?
I think our point guard, the head of our snake, is Chauncey Willis Jr. He's special. He is really special. Just he can do pretty much anything with the ball. His vision is special. He made a pass the other day. He wasn't even looking at our center and just threw it behind his back and dotted him. But he is special, and I think he's gonna turn some heads for sure. And then Brandon Muntu, I think he can shoot the lights out. From everything that we've seen from him, it's just I wouldn't be surprised if he shoots 45 from 3 this year. And that's like an understatement. And he shoots the lights out. So, but I think all our guys are going to bring something special to the table. Across the line, we got everybody that's just willing and bought in. And I think our chemistry this year is just super special from what I've experienced the previous years. I know we got better in that area, and just everybody is just willing and is going to be able to step up and just do whatever we need to win this year.
Chauncey Willis, you said that he can do anything with a basketball. I don't know if that's necessarily true because he can't win the 2002 or 2022 Operation Friendship game, right? Can you kind of explain what that is and what happened?
Yeah. The Operation Friendship game is the Catholic League, which is the league that I play in at Orchard Lake St. Mary's High School, versus the Detroit Public School League, which is the league that Chauncey Willis played in at Detroit King High School. But yeah, we had a game that came down to, actually, I don't want to brag or anything, but the free throw that I made to seal the game against him, which I bring it up all the time. So, but yeah, that was the game we beat him in and got the best of him that day.
Hey, how's my boy Amani Bates doing? I know you guys are.
He's doing really good. Yeah, he's doing really good. He's training camp right now. So,
what did you learn from watching his story? And for people that don't know, obviously, Amani Bates, you grew up with, cover of Sports Illustrated, everybody talking about him like he was going to be the next Kevin Durant. And, he had his kind of ups and downs. And what did you learn from watching his story? He's now kind of on his way back. He had a great G League season last year, and hopefully he'll be able to stick in the NBA now.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, like the relationship that me and Imani has, that's my brother, pretty much. There's no other words to it. That's my brother and always will be. But I think from Imani, I think I just learned the way to work, honestly. The way that he works is obviously at a pro level, and that's something I want to do, and that's something I picked up from him. And I think now is just time for him to take his steps into the next role that he has and just continue to advance his career. But I know for sure he's taught me, and just seeing him always just stick through it, always push through adversity. Obviously, we all know the situations that he's been in and just some things that he's faced, but adversity didn't hold him down, or it didn't hold him back. So I think that's just the main thing for me. Just anything that I ever go through or anything that I'm ever faced with, I just know that if I continue to push through, that I'll get to where I want to be. And yeah.
All right, Javon, last thing I got for you is Amani is playing in the NBA now. What do you have to add to your game? What is the next step? How do you get yourself to a point where you're going to be in the NBA?
I think I have to be elite on both sides of the ball. I'm not 6'8", I'm not 6'10". Obviously, y'all know that, I don't think so I think I have to be elite on both sides of the ball, and I have to shoot the 3 ball at least a 40% clip, in my opinion, just to give myself a chance to get to where I want to be. And the NBA is where I want to be. And I feel like the way that I work and what I put into this game, I feel like I'm giving myself a chance right now just to open up that door and open up an opportunity to get there. So I think that's what I have to do. And I have to be a leader. I have to stand out here at Western, and I have to win some games too. I know NBA teams like winners. Yeah. NBA teams like winners. And that's pretty much what I came here to do. So.
All right, Javon, we appreciate the time, man. Best of luck this season, and enjoy your time. Hopefully you get plenty of wins here this year so you can get those NBA teams paying attention. We'll be back with more